A little pre-show live and starting.
Welcome to the most important podcast you are listening to right now. The A Show with April Hunter and Aaron Stevens.
You know, normally I would give a wonderful, witty introduction to the show. But as you can see, I'm in a different place today. The lighting isn't as good. I was a couple minutes late because Stella, a friend of mine, had to go out of town. She has a German Shepherd that really isn't too friendly with people except me. So I have to dog sit Stella, and I'm glad to do it. But, of course, Stella had to use the restroom at 4:30. So today has been disappointing, to say the least. And funny we should say disappointing because we have a very, very special guest who I would like you guys to just comment disappointment in the chat. And Colin, if you could bring it up when we bring him on. But that being said, remember, the key word of the day is disappointment. April.
Wait, why? Why is that the keyword of the day?
Oh, we'll get into that. We will get into that as we get on the broadcast. But I'm saying this in a very joking way. April, would you like to introduce our friend? Because he actually has red hair. He's into Viking culture.
What we're on it's a redhead thing. It's only redheads can introduce redheads because redheads do it better.
You know what? Yeah.
Nope. Yeah. He's your friend. You were instrumental in securing him on. So I think that you should do the honors, especially considering all that he has done for you in your past. So
all he's done for me. No, we're going to get into
make it a good one.
No, you know what? We're not going to talk. We're going to let this man come in and defend himself. Ladies and gentlemen, you may have known him as Erick Rowan from the WWE, from the Wyatt family, the Bludgeon Brothers. He goes by the name of Eric Redbeard right now. Colloquially, he was known as the man from the North in the WWE and FCW locker room. Let's bring him on right now.
What a disappointing entrance that was. Introduction. You're right. Aron and April should have introduced me because that was disappointing.
That's right. The word is disappointment.
Hang on. And today on The A Show, we have the man from the North, Erick Rowan!
Oh, much better. Hats off to you.
Thank you.
Hats off to you. Hats off to you.
Well, thank you for having me, April, and Aaron. You're you.
Yep. Thank you, Viking. Look, we're going to get right into it. First of all, what have you been up to since leaving the WWE? I know you've been busy. You've had actually a bunch of different projects. You, like me, have ventured off into acting and are doing quite well, actually. So can you just tell us about that? Tell us what the transition's like. And again, just anything and anything you may want to let people know that that you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, shit. I got let go of WWE. There wasn't a lot of wrestling going on. And you knew this above anybody else. I've always wanted to get into acting, and I've always had that kind of bug in me to try to do stuff outside my comfort zone, expand things. Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry for stuff. No, just please keep talking. I'll mute.
I'm
having good issues.
I like to be disappointed. I will wait.
We'll come back on the show on a regular basis.
Yes, please.
No, I actually was preparing myself before I even got let go for something outside WWE, and I was taking acting classes. I met with some agencies, thanks to you, Aaron. You introduced me to some people. Matt with 33 and West, who I ended up getting rep by with him and Jacqueline, and I was just kind of like looking into options to do stuff while I was being a wrestler. Getting headshots, just taking all the necessary steps to hopefully try to do stuff while I was wrestling. Well, COVID happens and it screws up everybody's plans, shakes up the tracks, derails the system, and you got to roll with the punches. Luckily, I got invited right at like a day after my release. David Arquette calls me. They wanted me for this role, for this movie, this independent feature that we're doing called Ghosts of the Ozarks. And funny enough, everything just happened where I got to move right from WWE right into that, like immediately. And, it was eye-opening, and it obviously was very rewarding in everything I did with that. And it kind of just pushed me in the direction that I wanted to go from there on out. And that was pursuing the whole acting thing. So I've been fortunate enough to be cast in a few projects this year when everything's been kind of slow. And hopefully once all this stuff starts getting out, it builds momentum and gets me moving in whatever direction I want to go. Not to say I don't like wrestling. I love it. I just did it this weekend. I wrestled some big guy in Connecticut, Wrecking Ball. I don't know if you've heard of him. But it was fun. It was fun. Plus, I saw a match on that card that I actually sat out in the crowd and watched. And I had not done that in, I don't know, since I was a young boy in Japan watching from the guardrails.
You were a young boy in Japan?
Yes, but it was Rocky Romero and Will Ospreay.
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
And I went on, and then I was going to leave, and then I saw they were working each other, and I was like, I'm going to sit out in the crowd and watch this. It did not disappoint. I'm like, some people sitting in this room right now.
Awesome.
But no, it got me juices going again. Like, just my love for professional wrestling as well. But that's what acting is too. It's performing, and it's a performance. And unfortunately, it's one character, but it's just fun. Everything is fun right now. I'm just have all these different opportunities. But man, it's good to see you.
Thank you, Viking. And I apologize if I was looking down when I was talking, mainly because I really never pay attention to anything that the man from the north says. But number two, no, I was listening. I'm kidding. Number two, I was texting Colin a picture of Stella, who was the dog I'm watching. She's just a sweetheart of a dog. She just has some abandonment issues and things like that. And she just so that's why I was looking down.
And Aaron has some ADHD issues.
Oh yeah.
Let's be honest, Viking. You're one of my closest friends in the wrestling industry, but I've been conscious for maybe 60% of our relationship. So
it's about 62% now. I mean, you've woken up a little bit.
No, and you know what? We're going to we do talk about our friends helping us, and I am going to be serious for a second. We've covered some heavy stuff on the show, especially with the passing of Daphne. The dark side of the ring with Chris Kanyon and reaching out to people. And I will say this, and then go back to the shenanigans. At a very dark time in my life, this man was very instrumental in just being there for me and making sure I was okay and getting from town to town. So I do want to publicly thank him for that. Other than that, the man has caused nothing but pain and disappointment in my life. For a quick anecdote, I will say this. Raw got canceled due to a snowstorm. We were in Hartford, Connecticut. The show has been canceled. I was traveling with this man. Somehow he finagles his way into staying at the Sandow family compound, which includes my parents, my sister, my then 11-month-old niece, Sophia, whom liked this man more than me and was perfectly okay with him and wasn't okay with me, and my grandmother. And we were trapped in the house. And when I say trapped, I mean we got pelted with snow. There was like 2 or 3 feet of snow or something like that. It was pretty ridiculous. And so the Viking stayed in my room. I had to sleep on the couch. It was very uncomfortable. Hibernated. Flipped over my Uncle Mike's snowmobile on a parking lot. Was snowmobiling and then goes, "Hey, look at this." He thinks he was cool and goes to take a turn, and the snowmobile, I mean, I'm talking, this thing went completely on its side. The Viking, who is, I mean, you're what, 6'8", 300 and like what we like 318, 317?
Yeah, I went for a tumble.
And like hits the ground, the snowmobile's on its side. He hits the ground and like slides on the pavement. I immediately am going, "Oh my God, the snowmobile." My Uncle Mike starts laughing.
You gotta love the priorities there.
And the Viking just comes up like everything was okay. And
I'm good.
Yeah. So that was an enjoyable little anecdote. And also my cousin Coleman, who was in college at the time, and this is actually better than the snowmobile story. So my cousin's in college, and he's going through a phase where he thinks he's pretty slick. So him and all of his friends are at my grandmother's house because my grandmother was staying with us. So my cousin staying with them, and he had about 5 or 6 of his friends over there, and they were hanging out, and they thought they were real cool. So, in my town, when a snowstorm happens, like we all kind of take care of each other. Uncle Mike makes sure everyone's plowed out. The rest of us we shovel the driveway. We always make sure my grandmother's house was shoveled out and salted and everything like that, right? So we go do that, the Viking and I. He, of course, slips on the hill that everyone has fallen on because it's kind of a steep hill. So that was funny. In fact, he fell again. But we came in the house unbeknownst to my cousin and his friends. And again, I'm about 6'4". I was probably 250 at the time. My beard was bigger than it was, but I was accompanied by this man who...
Somebody wrote Eric the Falling.
Yes. I was accompanied by this man who, if you've never seen him before, is on sight absolutely terrifying. I can't tell you how many times I've been waiting for him at a hotel lobby, and he's come out, especially in the wintertime when you had that green. You still have the green vest?
No more.
What happened?
Burned it. Yeah, seriously, it's gone.
What happened to it?
Huh?
No, what happened to it?
Yeah, it's gone. I just stopped wearing it.
What the hell was wrong with it?
I don't like to dress good no more.
No, it was a horrible vest. But it was like, that was your tried and true. Like, do you still have it? Like, what the hell?
Maybe in like bags somewhere in the back.
You just stopped wearing the vest in the wintertime.
I just stopped wearing it, man.
What do you wear in the winter now?
Me?
Yeah.
Winter jacket.
Sorry,
underneath.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. That was just a big thing because he got the vest for Christmas one year and he was very proud of it. And for years, he had the vest, the hat. He looked like Yukon Cornelius.
I was waiting for that to come up. Yeah.
But a giant version of Yukon Cornelius. And like to be sitting down and to have him coming dressed like he was on an expedition to climb Mount Everest or something with his bag, you would see these people and they would just go, oh. So I get back to the story.
You're way off. I don't know what
you're
talking about, and this is disappointing for everybody.
I know it is. We walk in the house.
I love that he calls your bullshit.
Yeah. We walked in the house, and the look on these college students' faces, I mean, it was sheer terror. I've never seen anyone like, they didn't know what the hell was going on, because there was always a key at my grandmother's house, so we could get in there, right? There was always a key hidden. I mean, we walked in, and it was like they couldn't scream, they couldn't do anything.
Well, you made me go first.
It was pretty funny because my cousin, who I believe was in a different state of mind, shall we say, kind of like, hey, he comes over, and I said, Coleman, we're here to shovel you out, get your boots on and help us. So I think he did help us, and it was fine. But this man is one of the few people that like actually goes beyond the professional world of wrestling, and kind of has gotten to know me, my family on a personal level, which is very nice. And again, I'm just pumped to have you here. And I know April Viking. She is very much into like Viking mythology and everything like that. Big fan of the Ren Fair. And
you always say to me that you think I'm a big fan of the Ren Fair, but like I don't know if April, do you dress up for the Ren Fair? Because I don't.
Because you don't need to.
Well, you don't have to. Yes, I do, because it's fun, but right. I don't have to do a whole lot to dress up for it. Yeah. But yeah, I have fun with it. Our Ren Fairs we're in full season again in a couple of weeks. So we have a couple in Sarasota starting back up, and I'll be at all of them. But yeah, I really do. I do enjoy the culture. I have family that has descended from there, and it's interesting to me to learn everything from the
been lucky enough to go overseas and see the land. Not in
that area. Oh, unfortunately, not yet. Shall we say?
It's beautiful out there. It's beautiful.
Yes, because you've spent some time over there, haven't you, Viking?
Well, I have. Thanks for asking.
As a matter of fact, before the Viking was known as Erick Rowan, the Viking was on a reality show. I believe it was called Alt for Norge, was it?
Alt for Norge, yes, you are correct.
Would you like to tell us about your experience on
Norwegian?
That? That's a Norwegian. I'm part Norwegian, but yeah, it was like a show like The Amazing Race. But in this show, it takes a group of Americans who've never been to Norway, but their families emigrated from there. Okay. So you fly back, you spend like time in your native country, learning about culture, traditions, different things. I ate sheep's head. I went on hikes, like fishing, like just different kind of. I went one time. I went up to Svalbard, which is an island off the coast of Norway, at the north side, and it's as close as you can get to like the Arctic Circle, and that's where the big seed vault is, where all the seeds they store in case of a doomsday thing. So we went up there and we went cross-country skiing. We had a map and a compass, and we had to get to a certain spot. I don't cross-country ski, so it made for great television.
You don't snowmobile either.
I did that. Hey, I did that week. That was fun. But yeah, we got to go like dog sledding, do all sorts of different kind of like things, and it was a lot of fun and eye opening, and you feel really close to your home country or people. And luckily, I was able to go back with WWE for like Sweden, Denmark, Finland. Went on a trip to Iceland, so just that whole area was awesome. And I'm very proud to say that I was on the first and only tour to ever go to Norway from WWE. So, and they all remembered me from that show, which was crazy.
I'll bet. That must have been
the biggest pop I ever got.
So, do you speak Norwegian?
No. I said like very small phrases when I was there, and I was like, yeah. And then I go to find out that I think I have those genealogy reports. Mm-hmm. I have a higher percentage of Swedish in me, so it's very interesting. I think I'm like 87%. 89% like Scandinavian with like sprinkles of German and the rest. But to me, that's a pretty good high percentage.
Yeah, but there's so much intermingling back then,
Yeah, of course. They were voyagers of the sea. You gotta follow that. You gotta follow those trade routes.
Yeah, I was actually, it was fascinating. I was just reading something this past week on the Normans who, and I never knew this, were actually the French and the Scandinavian combined. They were kind of like Vikings had intermingled with the French, and they were the Normans, and that was just fascinating that they were able to like the conquest they did and things like that. It was just a little bit of history that I wasn't familiar with, so it was good. Just a little anecdote. So now, and we're not going to mention about my favorite scene from Alt for Norg, because I don't want to do that to you. But I highly suggest you all go on your own time and look this up on YouTube, and see what this person did and who he corrupted. So there we go. So let's talk now about what you're doing now. Again, acting is it's a different world than wrestling, but it's not. There's pluses and minuses and everything. Like, to me, the biggest negative is that we don't get the live crowd.
I think I like that because it gives me more of a chance to explore a character and try stuff and live in a moment than be disrupted by a crowd. Because that's one thing I learned very quickly was when you act, you live in that moment, and that is really happening at that time. And you're living somebody else's life. You're feeling what that person feels. And to me, that's so rewarding. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing how this stuff comes out and how it looks when it's all like put and combined together, whether it's the comedy or drama, or an action, just seeing how everything got put together, because you feel when you're filming, sometimes I forget the camera's even there. And it's, to me, that's so rewarding. Because those feelings when they yell cut, they're still in you and you can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
And part of it is beneficial. Like when I do wrestle and I think about that, and I think about getting lost in a match, because you're not thinking about anything else but that match. You're not thinking about what's going on backstage. You're not thinking about what's going on at home. You're concentrated on the person that's in the ring with you and the crowd around you and interacting with them. You're lost in that moment. It's the same kind of thing. But obviously when you're deep in an emotional scene, you're not as emotional in multi directions as you are in the ring. In the ring, your emotions are very limited as to what you can express to a crowd.
Really? Because I didn't experience that, to be quite honest.
Really?
Yeah. Like I've always kind of like lived in that spectrum of emotion, I guess. But then again, like I think with me, we're talking about like with my ADD and everything, how like, okay, the pressure of just thousands of people, and like, I'm like, oh, cool. This is like, my brain can actually calm down now because I have so many different things I have to worry about, like make it look believable, protect who I'm in there with, and worry about entertaining everybody. So that kind of, to me, it was very calming in a way, but as you know, my brain is wired completely bass-ackwards. But it's just interesting to kind of see your perspective on that. Because, with acting, to me, it's like, you're right. It's you are someone else. You're right there. And you have to zone out. Like nothing else matters. Whatever's going on in your personal life or anything else, like when you're in that scene, you're completely in that scene. Right. And it's emotionally right. It stays with you and everything. That's why, like they say with method actors, you almost have to kind of stay in character throughout the whole production almost, right? Like or at least when you're on set.
I think the difference between acting and wrestling is with wrestling, you have to do everything so they can see it all the way in the back row. It's big. With acting, you do it so it's small. And
and at first it's really hard to switch from being this big theater, like a theater. You're in the theater.
Yeah.
It's Shakespearean. Yeah.
You're going from here to just this tiniest little facial twitch that only the camera picks up. Just clench your jaw and just something small. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
no, that's really, really cool. And it's funny because on the flip side, and when we were talking how My God, they take better care of actors than wrestlers.
Yeah, everybody takes better care of you except for wrestlers.
You are just treated like a human being. And you know, in April, like with April's experience with modeling and everything, you know, it's just like, really, wow, you're treating me like a person. This is crazy.
Us? Yeah, what? We have food.
Yeah,
and soap.
Yeah,
I don't know if I told you this, but this last project I did, they picked me up from my house. They dropped me off at the airport. They picked me up from the airport there. They dropped me off at my hotel. Every day just said they'd have a car for me. So, you know, I'm living this life for about a month. I finally come back. They drop me off at the airport. I fly back. My first reaction, because WWE I always was, is like, all right, here's my lift. And it's like, oh, wait, I have a car. Okay, I guess cancel that lift. Mm-hmm. But like, it's just little things like that are like, I mean, I'm being taken care of even until I get to my house. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's crazy to me just because of what wrestling does. It's a different kind of way of taking care of people. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's just crazy how much more you're protected. And maybe I'll talk about overtime hours later, but no.
Oh, right, dude. When I got my first, like, for the first like major thing I did was Midnight Texas, and I went, oh my God, they made a mistake. Like, it was just crazy. Like with the union and everything, it's like, oh, this is nice, really. And when people, like, especially in LA here, like where there's these union debates and we're not being treated right, I'm like, hey, you guys, just everyone be quiet because you all have no idea. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's my instinct. But
I always think two things. I'm like, everybody in entertainment should go work in wrestling for a while, and everybody in America should go live in Cuba for a while.
Yeah.
And then you realize how good you really have it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You know what? What are some of the favorite places you've been to, Viking? Aside from my family's home.
Besides from what?
My family's home.
Oh, yes, of course. Great cooking. Which he delved in a lot that week, by the way.
That's right. You did have my grandmother's cooking.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She knew how to. Yeah. Another fellow redhead, Meme. And so we call in French. We're French on my mother's side. So, Pepe is grandfather and Meme is grandmother. So we would call them Mem and Pep. So yeah, he had Mem's cooking. That's pretty good. Forget about that one. Sorry. Oh, and I have to tell you what happened later about. I'm sorry, but what are some of the favorite places you've been? I don't want to be all over the place, but you will pop. You'll enjoy this one.
Well, since he wasn't listening before, and I had talked about Scandinavia, yes, that's on the list for probably my favorite places I've been. Scandinavia, Iceland's up there for top of the list. Obviously, there's a theme with lands that are a little cold and freezing. I like Japan. I don't know what it is about Japan. It feels like Japan at your size? Feels like it's like I lived out there too when I was in the dojo, and it's like a foreign. Like not country, but it's like a foreign planet. Like I feel like I'm like in La La Land. It's strange. It's crazy, but I like it and I kind of miss it until I'm there for a little bit and then I want to come home.
Yeah, I lived there too in the dojo, and it was it's about 180 degrees away from America, right?
Right.
What did you say?
I think he's snoring.
That was an inside joke between Viking and I. I'm sorry, I had to do it, but I was listening to everything you had to say. What about Japan? Like, again, culturally, I've never been there, right? I'm sorry, it was an inside joke between the two of us. And for the record, you are the king of mistiming and socially.
Actually. Am I, or is it you?
Actually, it's you.
Because you're the one that's really not making it work out. You're screwing up your own interview.
I'm doing this today to rib you. This is the whole
backfiring completely. And you're blaming it on my mistiming.
I'm having a great time. How about the time you introduced me to your sister in Miami?
What did I say?
I was walking down the hall and you went, Aaron, this is my sister. Like, and her name is hello. You didn't tell me her name.
Nope.
It was just, this is my sister. And I was like, okay. And that was, it was quite awkward, but funny.
Well, that was the point.
Yes.
And neither of you were in on it. That's what made it even better.
Exactly. Which, once again, Viking proves my point. Thank you very much. Or should I say you're welcome. But
okay. So
moving
you
along.
guys, I've also followed, I'm gonna shut him up for a minute. So you and your wife had a proper Viking wedding, I saw, because I follow you guys on Instagram.
No.
Did you not see that?
No.
Is her name Sarah, right?
No.
No? Am I not? Did I not catch that?
Viking?
This will be good.
Okay.
Learning experience. There's another guy that works for WWE, and he's a Viking. I tried to have a Viking gimmick when I was. So my wife's name is Leah. Beautiful one.
Okay, this is definitely not the right person.
No. I'll blame this one on Aron for not filling you in. There's another guy who wrestles with a tag team partner, and they go by the Viking Raiders. I think they were the War Machine before they came to WWE. The guy that you're talking about, I think he changed his name from whatever it was, something Ray Rowe or something, and he changed his name to Erick. The company asked him to. Yeah. So
Erick.
So that's who you're talking about. He's about a little bit shorter than me by a foot.
Yeah.
Yes, but yes, we both kind of have beards. I think his is like a nice little short one. The Viking Raiders, Player 180. You were correct. It's the Viking Raiders.
To be fair, I did try and do my research yesterday, and apparently Instagram, Facebook, everything was down.
It's good to know that you think all us bald people look alike.
I think all you redheads look alike.
Aron, I think I know why you guys are doing this show together. You guys are both being a little disappointed.
So now.
But no, me and my wife got married at a courthouse, and it was wonderful.
Oh, wow. That's actually ideal.
Quick in, quick out. Nice reception at a Irish pub. It was great.
Did you have mead?
That sounds perfect, actually.
No, but I had a hell of a lot of whiskey.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Whiskey. What?
Very cool.
You guys are all about the marriage, not the wedding. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? And that's another thing that, again, like, we'll be serious for a second. You have always managed to, especially your post WWE career, where you have always kind of had a great home life, like you've, with your lovely wife now, and like the balance between children and, again, staying in shape, trying to do acting, still have a foot in the wrestling pool. Do you have a secret? How do you do it? What's been kind of like your driving force to hold everything together?
That's actually a really good question.
Thank you.
There's no secret. I think the secret's saying that you never experience like depression. You never experience sadness. Everyone experiences that. It's just how you handle it yourself. And everyone handles it in different ways. Some people need support systems. Some people need time to themselves. And I'm not going to say this whole year's been easy for me. It's been difficult. It's been difficult for everybody. And, you obviously hold stuff together. I got a family I'm taking care of, and I have to, grit my teeth. But there's been times, things have slowed down, and you bite your lip, and you don't know what you're going to do next, and you get a little depressed. And that's with anything you do in life. And you always look for the next. What's next? Where am I going? How am I doing it? I mean, the words of trying to be an actor, that's exactly what you try to do. You do a gig. What's the next gig? What am I going to do? How am I going to make money? It's your constant surviving, trying to find something to do. And I've been blessed and fortunate enough to have been getting booked and do things outside of wrestling. But I've also been able to look into doing some stuff, involved with wrestling, keep my name out there to do certain things. There's no proper way to balance it or proper secret to any kind of success in life. It's just you basically swimming upstream and doing it with a smile on your face, because what else are you going to do? Am I going to be sad and like go off in the corner and just not try? That's not fair to my family. That's not fair to those closest to me. And it's not fair to myself. Like, I can't do that. And there's a reason, like today I got up, I had a 2-hour, acting course. It's like session because I didn't have to. It's because I want to. It's because I know what I want and I know where I want to get, and it's not going to be an easy road. And nothing's easy. Like I was fortunate enough to have a job for a while where I didn't have to worry. But nothing's forever. Nothing. I mean, life's fragile as it is, and like we've all had a rough go, and
I mean,
that's why I always, I try to treat people the way I want to be treated. And if somebody's good to me, I'm going to be good to them forever. So just, there's no secret, man. And you and me have had talks over the year. It's like, yeah, you can have positive outlooks on things and be going at things, but behind closed doors, everybody's feeling a little down sometimes, and that's fine. That's life. Look, no one's going to be Mr. Positive all the time. So just be honest with everybody that's out there. Yeah, sometimes get down. It's the way it is. But I don't know. Positivity is looked at in different ways. And to me, it's always peaks and valleys in life. And I've always preached that. I've always said, even when you were down at our old powwow job, it's like, man, there's
sometimes physically down, like unconscious.
Yeah, but there's always peaks and valleys, and this is it in all of life. And life's not an easy road. It's and if it's easy, then you're going to get bored. And if you get bored, then what's the point? So.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Oh, a lot. I'm assuming that you are disciplined or just driven, which or both.
I think I'm just driven. I mean, anybody who I freaking quit, college football to try to be a wrestler in 2002. Like, my mom probably thought I was nuts. Like, what are you going to make it? You're going to make it as a professional wrestler? Like it's crazy the things you try to do. And it's like, but I did it because I kept trying. I didn't give up. And it was a different time getting it into it is now. It's a way different time. I think it's a lot easier for people to get into the business nowadays.
I got in at the same time. I was that year too.
I think it's easier. I'm not saying people are any less or more talented than the other. I just think there's more opportunities for people to make it. And so I'm used to long roads. And I'm used to it. So the fact that I'm seeing any kind of success with acting right now is mind-boggling to me, and it drives me even more. So it's just things in life. If you put your mind to things, you just do it, and either it works out or it doesn't. But at least you tried.
Yeah. Where do you live? Where are you located?
I'm in Minneapolis, right in the middle. So I'm direct flight everywhere, and it's wonderful.
So how are you doing acting with living not having to live in Los Angeles?
I mean, I might have to move out there for a month or whatever here and there to do a couple things, but like to me it works out great because I get to hang out with my kids, and I can leave for a week and come back, and the projects now are everywhere. And that's what's cool. There's stuff in Canada, there's stuff in Arkansas, there's stuff in North Carolina, there's stuff in Cali, it's New Orleans, just everywhere there's different things going on. And not everything's a local hire either. And that's what's cool.
Mm-hmm. Well, so what do the kids think? Have they seen any of your stuff as far as your acting stuff goes?
Not yet. It's all going to be coming out at once, pretty much. So
cool. All right. How are they doing too?
They're doing great, man. I got the 7-year-old turns 8 in December. so she's a little sweetheart. I'm Daddy's.
McKinley is going to be 8.
Yep. She's Daddy's little girl, and Gavin's 15. He just went to homecoming dance with his girlfriend.
Oh yeah, we FaceTimed the other like a couple months ago. I remember.
Yeah.
Gavin and I FaceTimed. Yeah, we actually helped you with an audition, right? That was a.
Yep. And then Deegan's my stepson, and he's now he's 13, and he's playing tackle football for the first time. So, and
nice.
It's just a lot of different things. I was fortunate enough to be able to go to a game today, which is pretty cool to be able to do and go to things.
Yeah, right. Because like what you miss out on, it's just crazy, you know.
Oh yeah, and they're growing up so fast. So,
yeah, no, that's it's great. I mean, it's you know, I definitely think that you are a success story post WWE, and yeah, it's funny. Not a lot of people they make it like that.
Why do you say no? Why do you say no? Why do you say no?
Because I'm not where I want to be. Not yet.
Nobody is. Nobody is. Few people are.
So I'm a success to what I want to do, but not to what I'm going to do.
No, but like to have a personal life, to have your sanity, to have all these different things.
You're a work in progress.
You know, it's to be on the road you want to. That's because a lot of people don't find that, man. A lot of people have a hard time getting on the road and just getting some of that momentum. And it's great to see you do that and be there and kind of be heading that direction. So it's I think it's inspirational to people who leave WWE and you know, have a hard time kind of finding themselves, finding out what they want to do, and finding their niche, you know, in the world, really. Yeah. So, do you have any aspirations to wrestle anywhere else, like any other promotion, any other, you know, stage that you like that you feel you could contribute to a product?
You know, I've been working. The more I've been working some of these indies, I'm finding like these. A lot of different bigger guys out there, and I'm having fun working them. And like even like newer guys I hadn't heard of before. Not because I'm not paying. I'm only paying attention to like the national level of like, you know, the AEWs and WWE. There's so much talent out there of guys, but I think these guys need to work a lot of different people, and you know, I think I could help contribute to, you know, some of these younger kids, especially the bigger guys, like trying to move on and go. And it's fun to work with them too, because I've had good experiences where they're eager to learn and do things and listen, and it's cool. Obviously, Japan would be great and fun, just because I don't know, they have. There's a great culture of wrestling there. Something that I think I'd fit in well in. But with COVID, it's not happening anytime soon out there. But yeah, I mean, there's guys I'd love to work on the indies. But, you know, as far as like contributing, I think it's best, you know, I would love to just help with a lot of the bigger guys out there.
Nice. Very cool.
Someone asked what countries you have not seen yet that you would like to go to.
I have never been to Africa.
Oh.
Huh.
And I've always wanted to go. And I think right before I got released, I was going to go to South Africa. And the whole thing gets canceled.
Cape Town's one of the most beautiful cities I've ever been in.
Is it?
It really is. Yeah, it was. I remember because we flew in at night, and then you know, wake up in the morning and you do the whole like shake off the flight thing, and you look out your window and you're like, oh, well, this is nice. And then like go walking around and Justin Gabriel, you know, he's from there. So, you know, he's meet me down at the lobby at 11 o'clock. And then we went through the whole city, and like he took, you know, like a small group of us, and we all just kind of hung out and like met everybody and trained at his old gym and ate at some of his different spots and everything. It was really good.
So yeah, Africa, New Zealand, and Alaska. Those are probably the three that I want to see.
I think you fit in there. You enjoy the cold weather as opposed to the warm weather.
I might need to dig out my my Yukon Cornelius coat and go on off to Alaska and look for some silver and gold.
When did you stop wearing the vest?
Nothing.
Right after you left.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Probably, you know, when he left, I got really happy.
I bet.
I understand that. I do.
I wasn't sitting waiting in cars as much. I didn't go to gyms and
Dude,
wonder
I was.
Did you feel like a
never
weight was
late.
off of you?
Yeah.
I was never late.
I
may have been 2
weight.
or 3 times.
Did you or did you not take my keys? Or would you go to work out at LA Fitness and say, "Oh, I'm not going to work out today. I got to go somewhere." And then I'd be like done in the gym, waiting outside. Like, where is this man?
I have no recollection of that, Viking. None. Zero. Nada. None. And I noticed you have a bunch of rings. Is that your new thing? You have a bunch of. Let's see what you got.
I mean, I have the wedding ring. I mean, you gonna give me shit?
Yes. You also. What is that other? Now, okay, you have another ring on that hand. What do we have?
That's a skull.
Okay.
And then I have the Velk knot.
Ah.
Yes. In fact, that was what you had. In the first conversation, how this man and I became. We weren't friends, but it started the dialogue between us.
You have Pertho?
What?
Pertho? On your pinky?
You mean this one?
Yeah.
That's the Velk knot.
No, that one.
Oh,
the,
yes.
Yes, April knows all about runes.
They're all my fingers have runes.
Mm-hmm.
They're all hiding.
Yeah, and that symbol, the triangle of Odin or something like that. What did you call it?
What It's the triple triangle. Yeah.
Yes. So we were at FCW, and this was at like an FCW house show. And I'll never forget this. We were just setting the ring up, and you'd been there about a month or something. And he just came up to me out of nowhere, and he goes, "Hey, look at this!" And he just like shows me the symbol. I go, "What's that?" He goes, "It's," and however you described it, it's the triangle of Odin. And he gets into the Norse mythology, and I say, "Oh, so are you you are a pagan?" He goes, "Well," and then he gets into a little something, but he goes, "I mean, God forbid." And this is how he got the man from the north. He goes, "I mean, my ancestors were Norse, so God forbid I die and go to Valhalla. Like, that's so crazy." And I just went, this man is insane. But then we became very good friends. We are to this day, and I've learned a lot from the man from the north and April as far as the Viking mythology goes. Like Bluetooth.
You'll appreciate what it means. Oh, go ahead.
You saying that made me realize I never told you why I went up to you out of everybody.
No, you're right. Yeah, why the hell did you? Why did you pick me? I'm not very approachable.
So I was first off that symbol. I was working on a pair of trunks to work on this Viking. You know,
they were black.
That I wanted to do, and we would have promo days with Dusty Rhodes, and one of the men who would be doing the best promos in class was Mr. Aron, and so I respected the fact that he was a very good speaker, and that's why I came up to him and thought I could confide in him to talk to him. Plus, you were one of the best wrestlers there at the time.
Oh, thank you.
So that was me trying to say, "Hey, I respect you, so I'm going to talk to you."
And you stayed at my family's home. And my niece loved you more than me. And you flipped over a snowmobile.
Yeah, she's
guys
still
make friends so weird.
Yeah, that's great. So you know my sister had another child.
Yes, I do.
So
I wish them congratulations.
Thank you. Well, here's what happened. About 2 days ago, I get a phone call that remember my cousin Christian, the one who also has a son named Gavin?
Mm-hmm.
When you told him it means hawk and then went back to eating your omelet with no cheese that you made Gordy cook again. But Gordy's an idiot. So
Gordy is the owner of a diner out there. And
charged us full price. I was never so insulted in my life.
You made it seem like we were getting a free meal. And
I've never been back there.
Probably because you put cheese on my omelet.
No, just like I felt like it was weird. I was like, you know what, dude? Nah. But whatever. Gordy's not an idiot. I don't want to take away from it. Like, whatever. Beside the point. So they have the child. My cousin Christian. What's that?
The cat just bit me.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm just petting him. He just bit me just because. All right, go ahead.
Oh my God! All right, ladies and gentlemen, hold on to that thought, because 2 days ago, the child goes over my cousin's friend's house, puts the child on a bed, went into the next room to help bring something in, thinking the child is completely safe. Everyone did. This is no one's fault. This is absolutely no one's fault. This is not a thing. This was their first time over the house. So this is not blaming anyone because it's a horrible thing. But the cat attacked my 7-week-old nephew. And the nephew is now doing very well. He's survived. He pretty much, he went to the hospital,
fever, right?
He had a little bit of a fever and everything, but got IVs, completely no-sold it. He's not going to scar. Everything's great. It freaked my sister and her husband, and it should have been. It was a horrible thing. My cousins feel bad and everything, but I just wanted to give you an update on what's going on with my sister, because I know you always ask about her and how she's doing. And so when Simba just bit April, that's really, I think there's something with the cats that they're turning on people for some reason.
It's funny. You always hear about that one pit bull that mauls a baby, but you never hear about the cats that do it every Tuesday. So, yeah. So my cat's a mauler. That's why
that's vicious.
Yeah,
they are vicious. I had to have his claws removed. He's so mean.
They say pound for pound.
He's such an asshole.
Like, pound for pound, the house cat is the most efficient killer in the animal kingdom. Think about that. At least with Stella. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it.
Like with Stella, and I sent Colin a picture of Stella if we'd like to bring her up. Like, Stella is, she doesn't really take kindly to too many people, but if she likes you, you know what I mean? She knows she likes you. You know what I mean? And then she's a rescue, and she's, who knows what kind of a past she had. And but like you at least know what you're getting. Like, she'll at least be like, hey, oh my God. Viking,
is that who I think it is?
Yep.
Do you have his music queued up?
I do not. Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined in the chat room by none other than the live event coordinator for FCW at the time that
Tampa in the house.
Now, Fred, what's happening? What's going on, man? Alfred William Simpson. Now, look, Alfred, I'm going to ask you to please behave because, it's a show that we're trying to grow our audience and things like that. But Alfred was instrumental in really, I think, creating a great environment in FCW. And for you wrestling fans out there, the WWE, and this was after I think you and I left. They have the Performance Center in Orlando right now, and that's wonderful. They have the best of everything. Last time I was there, they had like this little camera that like would fly around and like relay messages back to Connecticut and like stooge it off, and where we were the last true developmental to where there was like. We were kind of just like we were being paid by WWE, but we were just in Florida and doing wrestling shows. And like we'd go to practice and Alfred had us booked all over the state of Florida. And we had a lot of fun.
How many street teams
had a lot of fun.
Did you have to do, Aaron?
So that was
how many street teams did you have to do?
What's
Aaron?
that?
How many street teams?
I did a few, but like there was one where my first ever So street teams were where you would have to go, and like on a Sunday or sometimes during the week, you would drive around and poster whatever town you were going to be in. And so
on day off of the 1 day off of training you had all week.
Yeah. So like you would go and poster the town and everything like that. And, it was just a way of getting people to the show. Right. And like kind of developing respect for the business. And that's great. Mm-hmm. But one time, my first time doing street team, Alfred, he goes, Mr. Sandoff, this is a very crucial intersection. We need this poster. You're the tallest one. Get it as high as you can. Okay. So I'm in and this is it's like in the middle, and it's a three-way intersection, but it's traveled. Baby girl, lay down. Lay down. It's okay. It's like, it's traveled a lot. There's cars there. And it was like this little island. Come here, Stella. Stella, come here. Come. Stella, come. So I'm there, and I'm like this, right? Nailing the thing up. Well, Alfred, he comes up from behind me, and this is in the middle of the day, and he just pulls my pants down. Now, little known fact, and I have not worn underwear since the year 2000. So we're going on 21 years here. And I said, you know what? Like I had just gotten back from Puerto Rico, and I was pretty much done then. I'm like, who cares? Like, what are they going to do? And so I just kept.
Alfred says, believe me, there was not much to see.
But no, true or false, Alfred? I kept just stapling it up like nothing happened. No sold it. Pulled my pants up, walked back to the car. Never said another word. But Ryan or Connor from Ascension, she was there, and he was laughing so hard. I mean, it was because it was funny. I was like, okay, this guy, he's not afraid to pull a rib. And man, we like my time in FCW. Like OVW was one thing, but and like that was a different kind of set of experiences altogether. But like FCW was so much fun, and I think Alfred was instrumental in that. Like he really, like, you never knew what the hell was going to happen with Alfred. And and guess who I wrestled in NWA? Buddy Stetcher, now known as Sam Adonis.
Oh, Cord Grace's little brother. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So
Buddy Stetcher. Remember that?
Yep.
Name?
Yep. So yeah, that was it. That was just again a wonderful time there. Do you have any FCW memories?
Well, oh, sorry. I was reading Mr. Alfred's little thing.
Oh yeah, no,
I remember that. He did actually tell me that. I was like,
yeah,
okay.
Yep.
So favorite FCW memories?
Yeah. Like, do you have anything like that stands out in that period that was like a
anything Dr. Tom related? I loved. And then it became more of business after that. Like it was weird. Dr. Tom was really like, I don't know. To me, he's probably the greatest trainer I've ever had. It's just as far as like different things he taught. But I think after he left, it became more of like, we're doing business. This is what we're going to do. Here's what we're doing. And then NXT started. And then and it became more of like a plant of like, here's where we're doing this and that and this. And before FCW felt more like a family. If that makes any sense.
Yes. And I've had experiences with Dr. Tom's replacement in OVW, and I knew it was coming in FCW. And, it was really sad, and I was very glad I got out of that then, because I have seen the political side of it and like playing mind games with people. Look, I've seen Bill ruin people's careers. And frankly, I don't necessarily like, and here was my assessment, right? Like we all have different things we're good at. I think Bill you know, his whole thing was from Tough Enough, being hard on people and everything like that. But his training methods, like, you look at who Dr. Tom produced and how Dr. Tom taught. And Tom was one of those people, and is one of those people where if you really don't have an aptitude for this, like if you just don't get it, because you can tell, like after, I mean, I would say a week, right? And usually it's when you first have a conversation with someone, right? You kind of find out where their head's at. You can tell if they have the aptitude and the faculties to do this, right? Now, you combine that with some athletic ability, and are you coachable? Okay, then we can do something, right? And that's how Dr. Tom was, because like there was, because that guy Ty Bailey, he would hire these people that would just they had no business being there, and then you know who they were. We're not going to name names, but like there were a lot of people in FCW that should have never gotten a WWE contract.
Tyus on me.
No, Vikings. But the thing is, like, if you were good and you cared, Doc would go out of his way and do anything to help you. And there was no burial in the reports, as opposed to, you know, looking for things for people to point out, to be negative. Like I remember, and again, God rest his soul, but like a conversation with Brody to where there was some political BS that was trying to be slung about him, like his age, he's to this, it's like, no, dude, like, why would you do that? And you know, obviously it worked out well for Brody, and thank God, you know, because like again, what you guys had was magic, you know, with the three of you guys, and then what you and Brody had, like the Bludgeon Brothers. I remember I wasn't really watching wrestling, but I would, when you told me about it, I checked it out, and it was so cool. And you know, how many other talents have kind of suffered just because of, like, they didn't clean the toilets the right way, and or just because someone didn't like them, and also again the training methods to where you're doing things that have absolutely no bearing on making someone a better wrestler, like doing squats on the top rope while other people are hitting the ropes. Even Stella doesn't agree with that. Baby girl, come here. Come here, Stella.
About that.
Okay. Yeah, like where you're doing squats on the top rope while people are hitting the ropes. Talk about a recipe for injury. Baby girl, come here. Come here, Stella.
Because that is something that Killer Kowalski would definitely teach.
No, it's absolutely ridiculous. And hang on one second. Hang on, I'll be right back. I apologize. Stella needs to.
So Aaron's going crazy looking for Stella. You're looking up like something's going up above you. Is everything above you okay?
Yeah, no, I was saying that is something that Killer Kowalski would definitely teach.
Yeah.
Squats while someone's hitting the ropes. And
yeah, there's a lot of injuries with over cardio sessions, especially towards the end. I think with NXT before we got called up, they would say that we were looking tired because we were doing like crazy cardio drills,
overtraining,
like 4 or 5 days a week, and then we'd show up to TV and they'd say, "Oh, you're looking tired. We need to run you more." And I think that was the little problem. I was really glad to get out of there, and my body was able to, even though I was on the road 5 days a week after that, my body was able to recuperate a little bit from having to do these crazy cardio sessions. There's a point where too much cardio is a bad thing, and that was my only complaint when I was there with that. It was a little overabundance of cardio. It was more like a coach running you because he's mad at you. Like that's what I figured.
For getting an opportunity, because like you've worked so hard, so we're going to double down so the risk of you getting injured is greater. And and again, like the way I look at it is, unless you've drawn money, you can't teach people how to draw money. Unless you've been over, right? You can't teach people how to be over. And like, not to say that there's not a place for fundamentals in weeding people out.
What are you saying exactly, Aaron?
No, I'm saying exactly what I'm saying. Like there's a place for weeding people out, but like when something is done out of malice, And especially like that I'm removed from the wrestling business, and I kind of look back and just like in the malice by which things were done, I just can't I can't get with that. So again, everyone kind of Stella. Oh God, wait, she's knocked over the thing. Oh, Stella, maybe. Okay, sorry, she's knocked over the light.
So it's very telling when you say that going on the road for 5 days a week was actually giving your body a break.
It was.
No, that's yeah.
Most people don't say that.
No, they wouldn't.
So, so what are you working on right now? What did you just do, and what's coming out, and what are you doing next?
I just finished a project, for Taylor Sheridan. So it'll be on Paramount Plus coming up here in November. So I'm excited about that. And when it gets closer, I can more formally announce what it is and what I'm doing. But, I'm just excited for different opportunities coming up and different things coming up. Was it October 21st? That Ghost of the Ozarks movie I did after I got released. It's finally getting a premiere at the film festival.
Congratulations.
It's in competition too. So Jordan Long and Matt Glass and Tara Perry all wrote and directed and starred in that. So I'm very excited for them to be able to show the world and hopefully win and place well within that competition.
When is that coming out?
That's so cool, man.
It premieres for a couple of days during that festival between October 21st and 28th. I think it has 2 showings, and then hopefully then on after it actually has a proper release.
That's so cool.
Good.
Yeah.
So when you do announce all the stuff, where will people be able to find you? And obviously it's not on the wrong Erick's page. Let's make sure everybody has the right Erick's page.
Yes, and Joseph, for those wondering why it's spelled incorrectly, I can blame that on the producer, Aiden.
Oh, Colin, yeah. Would you like to come here?
J-O-S-E. But
Colin, say hi.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm over here.
No, it's okay. You're like Kit from Knight Rider. You know everything, and it's just a typo.
No, Colin, he wore something special.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's see, Colin.
They said that there was a Viking on the show, so I had to come prepared for this said Viking.
Ah,
look at that! Look at that!
Horns.
Look at that!
Wow.
Unreal.
Oh, that's great.
So yes, so Joe and then Suf in Ghosts of the
Joe,
Ozarks.
Suf. But yeah, you can check me out or find out anything I'm doing on social medias at Erick Redbeard Twitter, at Erick Redbeard Instagram, and that's all I got. There's no such thing as MySpace anymore, is there?
No, but I think people are wishing that it was after what's been going on lately.
So if Instagram's down, go to Twitter. If Twitter's down, go to Instagram.
Okay. What is your Instagram? Same thing, Erick Redbeard?
At Erick Redbeard. Okay. ERICK Redbeard.
Okay.
Well,
and not Eric that is married to Sarah the Viking.
Obviously. So
yeah.
we learned that.
Not Eric in WWE, just Eric outside of WWE.
Got it.
There's
sorry about that.
One's CK, one's K, I think. Well, what's funny is you say that. True story. My last Royal Rumble, where I was getting quite pushed up to with the whole cage gimmick and working locals, they announced me for the Royal Rumble. They only announced like 4 or 5 people. They put up a big screenshot of these 4 or 5 people that were announced for the Rumble, and one of them was not me. It was another Eric who was not in the Rumble. So don't worry.
Well,
it happened up there.
No, you know what? But it's again not not knowing what they had with you. Like I said, as much as I would like to criticize you and say what a disappointment you are, both in and out of the ring, like I do agree with what Alfred said, like how they did not, just say, oh, okay, this is what we have. This is what looks good on paper. He can work. He's safe. He's scary. let's just go with it. And you know, it's one of those things that actually, again, it baffles me, but they do it with a lot of people. So again, like we just can't take it personally. And, you know, you have done a tremendous job in terms of like getting yourself started, and establishing yourself and really kind of, but like making, the next chapter of your life happen. So it really is inspirational. And, it was great to have you on, man. It was awesome. And again, if anyone else is like, even in this, not just in wrestling, but in life, you know, how you've managed to deal with whatever feelings you had. And like you said, good days, bad days, and make it work and make it, you know, make it yours and really kind of like take charge of your own destiny. So it is inspirational. I do see that you now have a myriad of tattoos, which I will probably ostracize for you privately. And other than that, again, anything else you'd like to say? And any closing words?
First off, I'm very disappointed that I was on this show.
Oh,
so much later than I thought you wanted me to be on the show.
Yep.
For those listening, Aron asked me a long time ago to be on the show, and I actually said yes. And then just didn't ask. And today he's like, just assumes that I'm going to drop everything for my friend and just come on the show.
I asked you last night. Or the night before or something like that. I don't know.
You asked me today.
Really?
You asked me last night.
Don't be. No, I have enough things going on in my life right now. You know,
it's
Stella
good
hasn't made a peep.
Good to come here and see your face, chat with you. I miss you, bud.
Yeah, miss you too, man.
So I gotta ask, what is the disappointing thing between you guys?
So he would tell everybody in the locker room, because we would ride together, what a disappointment I was. And how, like, I would have a match and I'd come to the back and he'd be like, that was the worst match I've ever seen in my life. That was so good.
You just don't get it, do you, Viking?
You had Wade Barrett doing this to me all the time. You were egging him on. You were egging everybody on. My own tag team partner, you were like, oh, how can you stand this guy? Like,
dude, you were just song. Remember the song?
You made up a song,
which we can never say in public.
Goldust and Kane were singing in on it backstage at one of the live events. He just had he went to the Immigrant song, but he had all these lyrics, and it was not the Immigrant song. It was Holy Diver by Dio, Viking. Okay, well, that's how much I paid attention to you guys. You guys were all being idiots.
God, sing it, Aron.
No, trust me. Well, let's.
You can't get away with that.
Moving on. So
that's probably why I didn't listen. I don't want to know about that story.
When you were watching Breaking Bad, when you had because you were watching Breaking Bad, and you.
Yep. I had the iPad and I'd be watching my shows.
He was glued to it like it was just one random loop.
Breaking Bad.
We were in Detroit. No, we were in Detroit, and he's like, we're going to be watching Breaking Bad instead of listening to Ailstorm, because he would listen to Ailstorm, and I just remember the song Wenches and Mead, because I would be sleeping as we were driving through the night. It was freezing cold. The windows were down. He has the blaring, I need wenches and mead, and it's like 1 a.m. where he's just drinking a Monster, just going like driving on the highway.
It was cold out and pouring rain, and the rain's going through. I'm sure
it's waking you up, right?
Nuts. I just looked to the side.
I was in a induced sleep, shall we say? So I had like rain on my face. I didn't care. I was dead to the world. It was something.
Well, kind of like the time that I put the seat all the way back as I'm driving and kind of nudge you a little bit, and
that actually scared the crap out of me. Yeah,
eyes a little squinted, and I'm just like this, and you couldn't tell if I was sleeping or not.
Yeah, that actually scared the crap out of me. I woke up and went, "Megan, wake the!"
Because you're never supposed to fall asleep with somebody in wrestling that you're riding with, especially when it's only 2 people. I mean, it's a rule of the road.
But Viking rules.
Okay, it is.
There was no need.
But it is. But
And you know why I say that? I was in the car with somebody, and I fell asleep, and they ended up in the cornfield because they fell asleep. So there was a guy. Remember Dante Dash Tion?
Yes, who's a cop now, right?
Yes, and so me and him were riding together once, and he was driving. And earlier in the night, he said something. He said something to me where he's like, "Oh, you can fall asleep," and I was like, "No, I stay awake because I need to watch to make sure you're okay, keep you awake." He's like, "You don't need to do that shit with me, like that's just old crap you hear." And I'm like, "No, I need to stay awake." I kind of lay back a little bit, but my eyes are kind of open, and I see him kind of dozing in and out as he's driving. As soon as he starts doing this, I grab his hand in the wheel and I do this, and he looks right at me. He's like, "Oh, thanks for staying awake." And I'm like, "That's why I stay awake."
That's funny.
Unreal. Well,
so, yeah.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, we do have rules of the road with wrestling. Well, I'll say that.
That's because people are putting in 15, 16-hour days. Mm-hmm. And then they're driving to the next town, which could be 2 to 4 hours away. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you don't get to the next town till like 5 a.m, and you were up at 5 a.m. the day before. And that's almost a 24-hour day from when you get up, take your plane ride to the show. It's a safety issue, and that's why we were talking about SAG never letting something like that happen. And that is the most amazing part of how. I don't know how nobody got in accidents.
We said that, right? I remember us talking about like that, how like so many times from like even the house show, like because there'd be house shows where we'd have to drive 250 miles, and then like TVs. Remember those drives? Like, oh, it's if it was over 300 miles, we fly.
But sometimes they wouldn't offer a flight if it was 305 or 310.
Yeah, you guys to drive. It was just such a ridiculous amount. And then like we want to be on par with the NFL in the end. It's like, come on, you want to do that? Then like start treating us like human beings.
There were some definitely some shady times. But they were all fun times because no one got hurt.
Yeah, exactly. And let's hope it stays that way.
It's still crazy to me. Like I'm coming from, like I got into wrestling kind of flukish, and I was coming from the West Coast trying to be an actress, and then went out into this. And it's weird to me that wrestling doesn't have and never has had and still doesn't have a union. Like it's like the shittiest. Like entertainment has a union. Mm-hmm. Professional sports, they take care of their players.
Yep.
Wrestling's got nothing.
I don't think there'd be as much of a profit in wrestling if they paid everybody the shares that they think they're afforded. And that's just unfortunate, but that's the truth. It's to me, I don't think you can pay that many people. Otherwise, your rosters have to go way down. Yeah. If you want to be able to pay everybody their fair share, if you want to make sure everybody's only doing up to 8 hours a day, there's just no way to do that with the size of their rosters. Like there isn't. And
would that be a bad thing though? Because so many people just sit there and do nothing. You could utilize a smaller crew and actually
and a lot of people
to the best of your ability.
Yeah. So especially you know what? Who knows? These are the eternal questions, shall we say? But no, thank you all again very much for coming. Viking, really do appreciate the time. Please tell the family I said hello. Hopefully we'll get a chance to get together.
I'll tell my beautiful kids, my wife, Sarah. I mean, I'm looking over there.
Wait,
just making sure.
Leah, right? Did you say
Leah? Yes.
Leah. Okay, so you said it one time. I remember now.
And you can. Oh, you both eaten at Spruzzo's.
3 kids, one girl, 8 years old, 2 teenage boys. I remember Courthouse.
There we go.
I got it. You said it one time.
No ride crew can compete with Ryan, Aaron, Alfred road trips, McDonald's and Kissimmee, Christmas tunes, being mooned by Brad Maddox every trip.
Yep.
And I'm sure everybody here has seen Brad Maddox butt.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. And but yes, so the next time you're at Spruzzo's, Viking, I will hold you to buying me dinner this time.
Hey, how about next time I come out to LA, you actually hang out with me? You know how many times I've been out there and I reach out to this guy and he just says, "Well, no, I'm not gonna."
We went for a stroll on the beach last time.
That wasn't the last time I was there. Come on, man.
Yeah, you were there one time after that.
What do you do?
What? What's that?
We went to Spruzzo's, the same place when you were out here. We ate at.
Spruzzo sucks.
It does. It's the most mediocre food. If you're ever in Malibu, because that's where you go in Malibu. If you're ever in Malibu, do not go to Spruzzo's. Mediocre.
It just came out.
It's just mediocre on a good day. So Spruzzo's. It is the Viking of restaurants.
Okay, so wait. So you let him know that you're out in LA and he does not catch up with you?
He'll be like, "Oh, great, we should get together." And then I'll be like, "All right, like I'll be available this time to this time." And then I don't hear anything till the next day.
That was one time because I didn't get you.
2 times. It becomes a pattern of disappointment with this man.
No. Come on.
Yes.
I hooked you up with your agency. Yes. I brought you out here for Primetime Live, paid you full price.
That was a long time ago. That was a long time ago.
Viking.
That was like 2 years ago.
No, you're welcome, Viking. All right, but no, next time, seriously, let's go. We'll catch up.
You can't say that.
And
you don't own that.
I will. So. All right. We will see y'all.
Guys.
Thanks so much.
All right. Thank you so much for being on here. We really appreciate your time and your laughter. Big time. And thank you to our patrons. Thank you for supporting us. We really, really appreciate it. We appreciate you. We appreciate your money. We appreciate being able to keep going. So thank you. And thanks to everybody who has shown up. We're reading your comments. Hi and bye. We appreciate everything. So, he disappeared. There he went.
There he goes. Yep.
Just like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, you had some good stories there.
Yeah.
So I see a lot of you guys in the chat. Thank you for being here today, and we will see you on Tuesday night, right? Yeah, Tuesday night live. So,
yes, thank you again. It means a lot that y'all stop by. As always, if you like the show, tell a friend. If you don't, tell an enemy. And again, we very, very grateful to have you guys here every week. And you guys get to see different parts of our personality and different parts of our lives. You saw the awkwardness that is my relationship with the man from the north.
Tonight you saw the crazy.
Yeah. So, that's it.
There you go. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.